The big question a lot of people have is, why does Pi feel so different? When you look at the crypto space, everyone seems to be running in one direction. But Pi, it's like they're deliberately running the other way. And you know what? That's not an accident at all. It's totally intentional. The founder, Dr. Nicolas Kokkalis, he flat out calls the project non-conformist. So this isn't some happy accident. It's baked into their DNA from the very beginning. Okay, Section 1, the utility first mission. And the idea here is really moving beyond just trading. So what's the big idea behind this whole non-conformist thing? Well, it really kicks off by them trying to solve what they see as a massive problem in the crypto world. I mean, think about it. The crypto industry is obsessed with trading, right? But you gotta ask, what are people actually trading? You've got thousands of these coins out there, and so many of them have no real connection to anything. Yeah, they get traded on exchanges, they have huge trading volumes, but what do they do? A lot of the time, the answer is not much, beyond just speculation. This is where Pi's founders step in. They argue that the real challenge, the hard part, isn't just setting up another trading system. It's creating a currency that you can actually use for real stuff. We're talking e-commerce, games, social apps, not just a token you buy and hope goes up in value. And this chart right here, it really lays out the two different ways of thinking, doesn't it? Instead of getting lost in these complex, abstract financial games, Pi is all about one thing: applications that solve actual human problems. That's exactly why you see stuff like e-commerce apps or even dating apps in their ecosystem. They're focused on things people actually do in their daily lives. Okay, next up, building with verified humans. It's all about the power of identity. Now, if you're going to build for the real world, you're going to need real people, right? Verified ones. And this leads us to one of Pi's biggest and most time-consuming projects, identity. And this is a huge deal. We're talking about tens of millions of identity-verified users on the network. In the Web3 world, which is so often filled with anonymous accounts and bots, having this massive global network of real, authenticated human beings, that's an incredibly powerful and unique advantage. It's a real game changer. They could have just outsourced this, but instead, they took the hard road and decided to build this entire identity system themselves, from the ground up. It's this clever mix of AI and real human validators that lets them operate on a global scale. And what started as just an internal tool to keep the network clean is now becoming something much bigger, a foundational service for the whole digital economy. All right, let's talk about a new token economy and reimagining the role of tokens. So this whole utility-first idea, it doesn't just stop at apps. It actually goes all the way down to how Pi thinks about the purpose of a crypto token in the first place. Okay, so here's the problem Pi's founders see in the wider Web3 space. The typical playbook, right, is you create a token, you sell it to raise a bunch of money, and then you try to build a useful product. The problem is, that can really mess up the incentives. It puts all the focus on hype and speculation, not on actually building something that works. And this is where it gets really interesting. Check out this table. Pi just completely flips that traditional model on its head. Instead of using tokens to raise money, they encourage businesses that already have a product to use Pi's token as a tool to get more users. See the difference? It's not about funding the creation of a product. It's about growing its user base. Next, let's get into Pi's big bet on AI, a blockchain for the future of production. So with these core pieces, utility and identity, firmly in place, Pi is now setting its sights on one of the biggest technological shifts of our lifetime, artificial intelligence. Think about this for a second. As AI starts to handle more and more of the work in our economy, how do we make sure that the incredible value it creates gets shared fairly? I mean, if jobs aren't the main way we distribute wealth anymore, what is? This is the massive societal question Pi is trying to tackle. They see the blockchain as the perfect tool for this, a transparent, scalable way to handle that future distribution. So they have this two-pronged strategy for AI. In the short term, it's all about the applications. They're helping developers build AI apps with their Pi App Studio, and they're even investing in AI startups. But the long-term play, that's about the infrastructure. They're looking at using their huge network of over 350,000 computer nodes for distributed computing and using their millions of verified humans to help train AI models. It's pretty ambitious. And you have to understand, a vision this big doesn't just pop up overnight. It's only even possible because of the hard work they've put in for years, building these strategic advantages. We're talking about the network effect, the massive node network, that incredible KYC system, all things that the community patiently built, piece by piece. And here's the bottom line.
The Pi team knows this is the hard way. They're completely open about it. This path takes more time, it takes more grit, and yeah, it looks different from what everyone else is doing. But this has been their game plan from day one. They're not looking for a quick flip, they're in it for the long haul. So that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Could this harder path be the thing that finally pushes blockchain into our everyday lives? By ignoring the hype and focusing on real utility, real identity, and these huge future problems like AI, Pi's making a big bet. They're betting that their nonconformist approach isn't just different, but that it's actually necessary for Web3 to succeed. The only question left is, will this slow, steady, patient approach be the one that finally cracks the code?